Hi, my name is Paula, and I am Venezuelan, born and raised. I've lived in the United States for almost 10 years to the date, and I am an American citizen also, by the way. The main reason why I'm coming here today, I'm literally nobody, and if this reaches one person, my job here, that one person that didn't know what was happening in Venezuela, and now they do, my work here is done. I am outraged about the comments I've been seeing today. I made the mistake myself of going on social media and reading all the news outlets reporting on the news of the Venezuelan strikes. Well, military strikes to remove Maduro. Thank you. And everybody, ton of Americans, and then from whatever you're from, but you've never been to Venezuela, you have no idea about the political situation in Venezuela, the history of Venezuela, and trying to be like our saviors. Like, I can't. Let me set some things straight. First of all, the regime has been going on since 1998 when Chavez was elected president. From there on, their country is the mess, in good words, that it is today. We have suffered a lot. The Senate was dissolved. The Constitution was changed. They bought the military, all the armed forces. Many people have been killed, kidnapped. You can go do the Google search yourself, or just ask, because clearly Google is not working for you people. Three things I want to get across today. One, Venezuelans are sad. No, we're not. This is literally the happiest day of our life. This is our second independence. We are still in shock, complete shock about what finally happened. We have been wanting this. We have been praying for this. We have been literally anybody that we have been able to go to and ask, and nobody listened to us. So we are happy. Enjoy. And even if you're a Venezuelan in Venezuela or a Venezuelan outside of Venezuela, in any country that you are, if you left 10, 15 years ago, 5 days ago, or a week ago, we are all happy. So don't worry about us. We're happy. The United States only attacking Venezuela because of the oil. People, we do not control our oil. We haven't seen our oil. Russia, Iran, Cuba, China, whatever other countries, Central America and South America, we've been giving away our oil to all these countries. Like, we're not seeing that. Anyways, so, and we used to have trades and whatever other things with the United States before Chavez about our oil, and our country was working fine. So the way we don't care, don't worry about us. If the United States wants to take our oil, we will be happy to be giving away the oil to the United States if that means that our country is going to be safe, and that us citizens, residents of whatever of Venezuela are going to be good, are going to be able to make money, are going to be able to retire, which none of those things are happening right now. And then number three, if you're worried about what United States did to Venezuela and that what's gonna happen now, nothing, literally, and I mean this, nothing can be worse than the hell we've lived up until now.
Now, why can't they understand this on the left? Like, why can't the left understand this? Like, the first thing they come out with as soon as they see the news of, oh, he did this, he did that, why don't they understand that these people over there are happy? They seem to be so happy about this happening. Why are you mad? Why are you mad for people who are not mad? Why are you mad for a country, for an entire country that's happy? But you mad though. Why? Because it was, let's talk about the real reason you're mad. Everybody on the left is mad. They mad because it was done under Trump. Let's be honest, and this is the part where I always lose track with the left, because the left will never admit that if it was a leftist president doing this, they would have no problem. They would tell you, see, we told y'all this was exactly who we needed. This Democratic president was exactly who we needed. That's exactly what they would say and they would do, but they would tell you that he didn't committed a crime and he needs to get out of there. I'm telling you, the second that they do that, if they win these 2026 midterms and they do impeach him, say they do get him out of there, That is going to be the worst thing for us. You know why? Because who they're going to want to put in, eventually come in, is going to be some Democratic president. And then everything is going back to the way it used to be. And the funny thing about that is the leftists are still going to bitch and complain about affordability, how they can't buy nothing, they can't afford a house, they don't get no money for real. They have one stream of income. They're going to continue to bitch and complain about this stuff. They're going to continue to fight, though, to get Democratic power. Even though it's going to go back to the way it was. And at the end of the day, even if they get Trump out of there, whether it's now or whether it's down the line or whether it's at the time he's supposed to get out in 2028, and say they get a new Democratic president, they're still going to be bitching and complaining about how they broke and got nothing. Now you're sitting here, and I wish I could find the video. There was a man, some white dude, older white dude, and he's snapping on this Venezuelan chick who's at a protest because she's trying to, the guy who's interviewing her, he's like, so you don't agree with any of these people, right? And she's like, no, I don't agree with none of them. They don't know what they're talking about because they're so anti-Trump. And you have this older white dude coming up there like cussing at her and snapping. And he's like, no, I asked you a question. And then he walks off. It's like, you idiot. Why you, first of all, you didn't even wait for the answer. Two, you snapping on a woman out there. You snapping on a woman out there for something you know nothing about. You some pure white boy, and you in like your 50s and 60s. You probably live all your life in America. Haven't probably never been to Venezuela a day in your damn life. Probably never even heard of the country until recently. And you want to argue with somebody who's from Venezuela, just came here from Venezuela, and telling you how it was for her whole life. But you think you know her country better than her. People on the left are ridiculous. You think you know these people's country better than they do. Like, what is that? That's like you going over to Africa and think you know everything about Africa more than all the African tribes there. Like, come on, that's exactly what it is. You think you know more about this person's country than they do. Like, you can't be that stupid. I've never been to Venezuela. I would never sit here and say I know more about Venezuela than the next person. But what I'm going to listen to is people from Venezuela. You cannot convince me he did something wrong and that they're sad and they did not want this, when not only this one, but I got multiple videos of people from Venezuela and who've lived in Venezuela or who even have family in Venezuela who are telling you that they're happy that this happened. And then the news over there is showing you that everybody was in the street celebrating. You cannot convince me otherwise. You will not. It will not happen. I feel like I'm good on my own. Don't need nobody beside me.